Hey everyone, it's Strange Michael. I hope you're doing well today. I have a review here for a film from Damien Rugna, who also did a film called Terrified that I saw on Shudder, I want to say last year. I think I reviewed Terrified for this channel as well. He did a new film last year in 2023 that I had not seen, but I had heard so much about, and around Christmas break I finally watched it. It's called When Evil Lurks. Now, this movie is about an hour and 39 minutes, and it flies by. I think it's in Spanish, and I think it's an Argentinian film, if I remember correctly, if I'm not nuts. But anyway, he didn't make Terrifier with Art the Clown. He made Terrified, which is a really good new spin, unique, clever spin on kind of a psychic haunted house movie. If you love things like Poltergeist and whatever, this is a unique, amazing little spin on that, and I recommend it highly. But When Evil Lurks is a very different verge of the apocalypse, sort of post-apocalyptic movie, but not in the way that you would think. This is a fantastic little film that I really enjoyed last year. One of the most surprising films I saw last year, and everyone were talking about it basically. I thought it definitely lived up to the hype. One of those movies like Cobweb, matter of fact, that definitely lived up to the hype for me personally and my personal taste in movies. This was incredible, frankly, for a lower budget horror movie. So I guess I'll get into the plot here. Basically, there are two brothers that we really follow as our main characters. They're older, obviously, in their 30s, 40s, somewhere in there, and they have their own families. And they are basically called out to one guy's house, or a family's house, or something like that, to see this one random guy that happens to be there, who is humongous, and I mean enormous. He's hidden away in a back bedroom, and they believe that he is pregnant, and that is super bizarre, but they clearly have the signs that this dude is pregnant, like there's something moving around inside of his gut, and they believe it to be some kind of demonic spirit of some sort that when it gets finally born, if you will, it's probably going to begin the apocalypse. It might be like an antichrist figure, it might be a demon, it might be a monster, we don't really know, and they're asked to dispose of the body, and when they're trying to get rid of the body, the back of their truck happens to open up, and that humongous dude just vanishes. Nobody knows what happened to him. He's just gone after they hit a massive bump in the road. And they pull off the road, they realize, hey, we're out in the middle of nowhere. How far is he actually going to get? He's huge. And then things begin to really go horrifically wrong, and the two brothers gather up their family and go on the run away from the city into the woods, not like regular woods, but like out into, like where other family and stuff live, other houses are, out in the wilderness, to hide away from whatever this evil could be that's beginning, possibly, the apocalypse on the earth. Now, it might sound really vague to describe the story that way, but I think it's in your best interest. I think this is so well done. A lot of the family members, whether it be one of the well, I guess it's both of the brothers, mom, or whether it be like the one brother has an autistic son who, by the way, that kid, I don't know if he is autistic or not in real life, but his performance was amazing. Everybody were so freaking good in this movie. And for somebody like me who doesn't even speak the language, I watched this subtitled. It was fantastic. It was absolutely a fantastic watch, and I could not recommend it enough. This is one of those things that Shudder gets as an original, or a exclusive, I guess, that Damien Rugna's amount of talent as a director and as a writer is just wonderful. The dude has so much he wants to do. He has so much creativity in his bones that putting out things like Terrified and When Evil Lurks is fantastic. This movie will always be memorable to me. I will never hear that title and not think about the thumbnail of my video that I showed, that everybody is showing, where it's a red background and a lady with an axe facing towards her. That scene in this movie was horrific. It's one of the most iconic horror film moments in years. As much as like Art the Clown is in the Terrifier movies, that's something that is more recent in my memory of horrific scenes that I will never forget as long as I live. This is an eerie movie. It has this looming atmosphere over top of it that I don't know if it's a soundscape thing, if it's an editing thing, if it's a story thing, I don't know what it is, but every element of this movie that you could want to be terrifying really was. And it's so freaking good that even my wife, who does not speak the language either, who does not care about horror films at all, even she, a couple of times while she was reading, put her phone down, because she reads on her phone, not a physical book a lot of the time, but on that day she was reading a digital book, She put her phone down and she was looking up and paying attention to the film because of how engaging this was and how strong the character writing was. The family feels real. Both of these brothers and their love for each other and their love for their respective families. I guess they're one whole family, whatever. They clearly care about each other so much, and I just love them. I think the two brothers gave the best performance in the movie, and the film has so much tension building in a very Robert Eggers way without total art house takeover with this movie. It's beautifully shot. I mean, everything that could be beautifully shot in the film is beautifully shot. The cinematography is gorgeous. I love the red theme of the thumbnail that's kind of running into the movie as well. But this weird concept is so bizarre. And again, that verge of the apocalypse looming over this whole movie, you can feel like something has either gone wrong already or is about to completely go crazy. There might be some people possessed in the film, we're not really sure. That kind of varies from moment to moment. It has a very almost whodunit mystery to it, which is pretty cool, and I like that a lot about it too. The score is good for the film. The practical effects, when you have practical effects in the movie, because I think there was one shot of CGI somewhere in here, if I remember correctly, which Damien Rugna is not really known for that, to be honest with you. He's a very clever filmmaker that does a lot of practical, in-shot, in-frame types of effects, like he did with Terrified. But this one in particular, the practical effects are horrific, and they add to the realism of what you're dealing with in this situation. When Evil Lurks is a fantastic recent movie, and I recommend it highly. I wouldn't call this a hidden horror for my playlist on my channel, but I would say that this is one of the most well-known movies of 2023, one of the ones that everyone in the horror community were talking about, like I said, and there's a good reason for that. It's one of those ones, again, like last year's Cobweb, that totally 1000% deserved the love and the hype that it was having all over the internet. So check it out if you haven't seen When Evil Lurks. If I had to rate When Evil Lurks on a 5-star basis, there is no way I could give anything lower than a really high 4 out of 5 stars. I think it's a fantastic film. I didn't love it, but I liked it so much that I would totally buy this for my collection because of how out there it was, how weird it was. If you don't have a Shudder account, this is the kind of movie to pick up, even though you only get movies like this like a few times a year. But still, Shudder is great. I really like them. I don't have an account right now with them, but I am going to reinstall it at some point. But I rented this for $5, and I thought it was totally worth every cent that I spent on it. It was amazing. I would have paid $20 to rent this, to be honest with you, because it was so freaking good. But anyway, have you seen When Evil Lurks? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Let me know everything you think about the movie and my review down in the comments section down below. Guys, check it out. Let me know everything you think, especially if you take my recommendation and watch it. There's a lot of my friends who watch these videos that I would love to hear what you all think of this, because I think most people are not willing to watch subtitled movies and foreign films, which is personally sad, but it's excellent. I really love it, and I really think a lot of you guys would dig it. Anyway, thank you all. God bless you all. Let me know if this movie creeped you out. It creeped me out for sure, and I've seen a lot of stuff over the years, so it lingers, definitely. Anyway, or lurks, let's call it that. Anyway, thank you guys. God bless you all. Goodbye. I missed.